There you go. Kelly Kade, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I am all right. I'm all right. We about to get this started right now. Where are you at right now?
I'm in California, LA.
L.A., Los Angeles, California.
Yes.
Man. Well, you know what? You can keep California, man. You can keep it. You can keep California. California, I'm not messing with California at all.
You know, I don't blame you.
I'm not messing with it at all. What's up, guys? Lockoutmen here, back again with another Lockoutmen podcast. Yo, y'all see that banner in the background? It wasn't going to stay blank for long. Y'all knew it was coming. I couldn't leave the background blank. But I'm doing it for you guys. I am back with another podcast interview. This young lady right here, man, I found her on YouTube, as I find everybody else on YouTube. But we about to check this video out right quick. This video right here, she wants to let you guys know how to keep up a good hygiene as a female trucker. Let's hear her out. Hold on right quick. I got to get it started.
How to have good hygiene while you're doing your everyday task on the truck. Now, as a trucker, obviously, you know, you need a shower and whatnot. And it's not impossible to get. Every time you fuel, you earn shower points.
Right.
Actually, let me get those cards for you. So, of course, I can't find them because that's just how I am. You know, like, I swear, I just found my wallet. No, I can't find it. But I will put them up on the screen, or I'll just find them and make like a little snippet of it. But the popular truck stops that there are is there's Love's / AM Best. I only know Love's, though. There's Pilot Flying J. Which is owned by the same companies that my hair's sticking out. Lord Jesus. There's Pilot Flying J, and there's Petro and TA, which is also owned by the same people. So those are like the 5 big ones, kind of 6 big ones out there. And so when you go inside, you ask for the professional driver card.
Now, did you know that with the exception of Pilot, I think you could do it on a Pilot app too. I'm not sure, but definitely the Loves. You can actually call up your shower while you're in the parking lot on your app. You know that, right?
I've never heard of that.
You got do you got the Loves app on your phone?
I do, actually.
All right, so it's simple. When you get up into a Love's and all like that, just pull up the app, and down at the bottom it'll ask you like, it'll tell you the location where you at. Then when you click on shower check-in, it'll bring that up. You got to put in your password, and then once you put in your password, you can actually check in to the shower where you at right off the phone. You know that, right? Well, if you didn't, now you know. That's one to grow on. Everybody, I want you guys to put your hands together for Miss Kelly Kade. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. How are you today? What's up?
I'm awesome. I'm really amazing right now. How are you doing?
I am doing all right, man. You know, I had a long day. 5 hours. That's what it's supposed to take. 5 hours. All right. When you punch in your when you trip plan, and you trip plan the way I trip plan with my Garmin. Well, not my Garmin. What the hell Garmin come from? I got a Ram McNally, and I use my Google Maps. So with my Ram McNally, I punch in to where I need to go. You know, I map it out. And then with my Google Maps, I pretty much get an idea on how long it's going to take me to get there. Now, Google Maps says 5 hours, right? So you figure 10 to 15 minutes for a pre-trip, all right?
Mhm.
And then you got like 7 hours and 45 minutes to drive before you do your half an hour reset, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's 5 hours to drive, right? It's 5 hours to drive if you don't stop. All right. So you figure maybe stop, you'll stop for a little bit. Probably you didn't get nothing to eat. You didn't get no breakfast or anything, or you had to stop to get some fuel or something like that. So you add on another half an hour, right? So that's burning off your clock, right? Tell me, for some godforsaken reason, that 5 hours turned into 8 hours to get to your destination. I do not understand. I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to understand that to this very day, because it's like, damn, it's only 5 hours to get here, and I figure, maybe 5.5 hours, because 15 minutes to go get something to eat, 15 minutes for your pre-trip. All right. And then 5.5 hours to drive. And you're going across the turnpike. Now, of course, the turnpike is being worked on. So instead, it jumps from 70 to 60. And then I got some 45s in between. So again, I ask, how the hell 5 hours turn into 8 hours? It's
You gotta love Google.
You gotta love driving altogether, because you be like, damn, 5 hours. Like, let me see, 5 hours is like what, about 400 miles or something like that, or a little bit less, or a little bit less. So you figure,
A little less.
yeah. So you figure you drive maybe about 400. I'll say 400 miles. 400 miles should just be 5 hours, right? Not 8.
Right.
Not 8 hours, man. Damn it, man. So yeah, that was my day. I literally dropped. I was supposed to be here in Illinois at 5:00. I literally just dropped my load maybe about 45 minutes ago. And that was what, about 8, or no, I'm looking at my clock. Oh, wait, my fault. It's 8:00 now. Okay, I'm looking at my watch and it's 9:00, so I'm an hour behind. So that was about 7, and I was supposed to be here, it's a dropping hook, so it didn't matter what time I got here, but I was supposed to technically be here from 12 in the evening to maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock tops. I didn't get out here. I didn't get out here till maybe a little bit after 7, because it's 8:30 now. How about your day? Where you? I mean, where did you have to end up at?
Well, honestly, I'm taking a reset, but before, supposed to deliver in Corona, ironically.
Okay.
A city in California.
Okay.
And and we came from Pennsylvania.
So how's the weather down there in California?
It's sunny California. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's actually a little warm. It is sunny. It was cloudy earlier, but right now, the sun's out. Little sunset action going on. Well, not yet. But
what time is it over there? It's 8:00. Well, it's 8:38 over here. What time is it over there, and what time zone you're in right now?
Yeah, I'm in Pacific time zone, and it's 6:38 p.m. So I'm like a couple hours behind you.
Man, you still got some play time. And you say you on your 30?
Yes, sir.
You say you on your 34?
Yes.
So Kelly Kade, tell for my listeners that don't know who you are, man, let them know who you are and where you come from.
Oh boy, who am I?
Who are you?
Right? Yeah, I'm Kelly Kade, and I started trucking about 2 years ago. And I before that I was living in southern Florida, and I graduated from college, and then I became a truck driver. And I've been a truck driver since 2017, and here I am. I decided to make a YouTube channel. And at first, I didn't think I should make one because I didn't know what I can offer really to anyone. But as I sat down and thought about it, I said, well, I know a couple things. I don't know everything, but from my experience of how I got started into trucking and so far, I guess I can share a little bit of information of what I know, and even a little bit of what my teammate knows, and see what I can share with people, really. How's it like?
I hate to say this,
Mm-hmm.
Kelly, but you are in a sea of millions on this YouTube journey thing, But it's good that you doing this for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So think of it this way when you doing this YouTube thing, because you just now starting YouTube, don't do it for the money. First thing first, do it for yourself. Chronicle where you've been, and in the midst of all that, then tell a little bit about the journey, the process. But don't just get in and think, oh, well, I'm about to start this YouTube thing and start making money and all like that. It never works.
Right.
Considering that you got every new jack that started trucking that's coming in starting a YouTube page. You gotta find, and it's going to take a while. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta find a niche, not a niche, but a niche. And when you find that niche, then you will blow up. Trust me, you'll blow up on this YouTube thing if that's the goal. Now, if that's not the goal, and you just want to do this YouTube thing just to come out and just say, hey, this is what I got to offer, and talk a little bit, yada yada yada, then that's cool too. But
Yeah, no, you're right. Like you said, it's you can think of it like a journey, like a story. From where you've been, and then let's say 5 years later, hopefully you can you can see your growth as a person through video, and I think that'll be really interesting to watch. So I definitely know what you mean by that, and we'll see where I am in 5 years, and how I've changed as a person. Yeah,
exactly.
You are right.
So you say you was born in what? You say you was born in Florida?
Yes, I was born in Florida, Miami specifically.
So Miami, Florida, man. How was it growing up in MIA?
Well, actually, I was brought up in Fort Lauderdale, which is only 30 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I was a kid then, and so I mean, I don't know what it was like growing. It was hot, I remember. And I used to play with the kids outside and go to after school program at Orga Elementary School. But other than that, I'm trying to figure out. I don't remember much.
Now Florida is more of a tourist state. You know what I'm saying? I've been, before I started trucking and, going down to Florida on a regular, I have went to Florida maybe. I went to Florida once. We went down there. We did the Disney trip. We did, we went to Disneyland. Is Disneyland down there? Yeah, Disneyland is in Florida, right? Disneyland?
No.
Well,
Disney World.
Okay, well, Disney World was in Florida, so we did the Epcot Center, the
awesome.
Disney World, and all like that. And then my favorite out of the whole trip was Universal Studios. Tell me.
Oh, I love to go. Oh my gosh.
Tell me, being a resident of Florida, you went there on the regular. You had to go
No,
there.
you know what?
Uh-huh.
I've been deprived. Because my mom promised me to go to Disney World, and we never did. And now that I'm older, and I've been to amusement parks, but I've still never gone to Universal Studios, and that's a dream for me because I just love rides. I love a little thrill, and but no, I've been deprived.
Wait a minute. You're a resident of Florida and you never went to Universal Studios.
I've never been to Disney World or anything Disney like or Universal or anything.
What?
I've been deprived, and and then after Florida, I moved to New York, and I've never been to New York City.
Wait,
I've been deprived.
You moved to New
Yeah.
York. What you and your family moved to? Now, what
Yeah.
brought you guys up north? What brought you guys up north?
Well, my mom is from up north, and so after Florida, we moved to Massachusetts, Taunton,
Mhm.
and we lived there for about 3 years with my uncle. And then we got away from Taunton, and my mom wanted to live in Rochester, New York, because I guess she thought the school system was better, which, by the way, is near Buffalo, New York, Western New York, as
Mhm.
people might want to call it, not too far from Niagara Falls, kind of about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So just people don't get confused with New York State and New York City. That's
Right.
you
That's
know, like
a lot of
I have
people.
to be specific.
A lot of people get confused because they confuse New York City with the state, and the state is like
Right.
bigger than
Bigger.
New York City. So
Than 5 little boroughs. Yeah, exactly. And people look at me strange. One guy debated me. He's like, "No, it's not. Oh, so you're from the country?" I said, "I don't know what country life is." You know, and that's how many people, even in America, just don't know anything outside of New York City. It's like, but there's a whole what's the capital of New York? Albany. What's Albany? It's not in New York City. It's 3 hours away.
see, everybody
You know?
when you say New York, the thing that comes to everybody's mind is New York City. Period.
Of course.
You know.
Period. That's it.
That's the only thing that comes to people's mind. Now, normally, of course, I don't like the Northeast, don't like driving New York City, don't like driving the boroughs, don't like driving nowhere unless I'm in a car. Now, New York State, on the other hand, I'll fuck with New York State, Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, whatever New York. I'll fuck with that. But New York City and the 5 boroughs and all them other narrow ass turns and off the street backing. No, y'all can have all that
Stop
shit.
it. They can have all that.
You can have all of that. So 2 years ago, you started your trucking journey. What made you wanted to get into trucking?
Well, should I be honest?
Totally honest. You can be honest. You can be honest.
It's because I couldn't find a job in my field that I graduated from. So my pastor at the time, he was into trucking, and his wife was kind of against it, but now she's not, ironically. But but he wanted to truck, and I was living with him at the time, and I can only stay there for like 3 months, and because my 3 months was almost up, he's like, "Kelly, why don't you do trucking?" I'm like, what? But I thought of it. I'm like, you know what? It's a job, and I don't want to be homeless. And with trucking, I don't really need a home. I can save some money. So I said, okay, sure. And he helped me get my license.
Okay.
And from then, I went through Seamen Transport. But I trained at Georgia Driving Academy in Columbus, Georgia. And after I passed the second time, not the first, and got my CDL.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get it on the first go around, but you got that drive and that motivation. You definitely got it on the second go around.
I sure did.
You mentioned that you stayed with your pastor and the pastor's wife. Why? What situation, if I may ask, what situation that caused you to move with them? What was life like with with your parents or whatever?
Well, my mom is in New York, and I went to school in Florida. So, but I can't really live with my mother. But so after I graduated from college, I was living in my car. I was actually living in my car before I graduated. Before I, graduated. Well, I have no shame about it. It's part of my life.
Mm-hmm. All right.
No, I'm talking to my teammate, but it was hard. It was hardships, and but people are like, "Why didn't you quit?" I said, "No, I need my degree." But I needed somewhere to live too, and I asked them, and they said yes.
All right,
I went to Georgia.
Well, that's what's up. God bless them for blessing you with a place to stay to get you up on your feet and get you on the way. God bless them for putting you in a good situation that you was able to get up on your feet and take care of yourself. So definitely, God bless them for that.
Yeah.
So you say you went to college, you graduated. What you graduated? What was the field that you graduated in?
See, I'm afraid to say it because when you wrote on my under my YouTube video, I was talking in the beginning about my zebras and not being in focus, and I'm like, what is going on? But I looked at the footage, and I believe I was in focus.
Actually, you wasn't. You wasn't focused on there. You wasn't focused.
It just took 3 times. I was struggling, and I was using my DSLR. But anyway, my major was digital filmmaking and video production.
Okay. And you said you wasn't able to find anything in that particular field?
Yeah, because you know what? No, unless people took their time to call me, and I wanted to go to Atlanta, and that's why I asked to live with them because they were in Metro Atlanta somewhere, and even with the internships, I don't know why, but people really lingered on that. I'm like, are you going to hire me or what? And I thought I had some skill, but now that I look back at it, maybe it was for a reason because at this point, I'd rather just work for myself.
Okay, that's what's up. So you sweep behind the lens, huh?
Yeah, I used to. It's funny because when I was a little girl, I used to wanted to be an actress, and now I'm just like, psych, just put me behind the camera.
Okay.
I love telling a story, so yeah.
Well, let's check out this. Let's check out this one video you got right quick that you that looks like you did the photo shoot on this one. That was you that actually did the photo shoot.
Yeah. I've actually looked toward the end of the video. You'll see the pictures.
Okay.
Here's the music. Yeah.
All right, so you said it towards the end. Okay. I just fast forward.
Yeah, toward the end.
Okay, so this is your work right here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of sweet. Look at that. You're like my son. That's what my son majored in. He majored in
really.
Well, not photography, but digital media or whatever the case.
Okay.
He can go in and do editing for like radio, for like TV, and he does his photos and all like that. So yeah, that's kind of sweet. So awesome. Being a truck driver can open up a whole new world as far as photography goes.
You're right. Yeah.
You know that, right?
Well, so what do you have to say before I say anything?
Well, I mean, as far as you could take pictures of the sceneries, different places, And I'm sure being that you, like I said before, being that you sweep behind the camera, you can get a whole bunch of different angles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, you can, oh my God, it's so many opportunities and so many options and openings that you can do with photography while being a truck driver.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've seen some of the best scenery, even as a solo driver, because I did used to drive solo. And my first time going to Colorado, I went to Junction, Colorado, which is near the other side of Colorado after the Rockies.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been there a few times, and that's a Colorado. The heck? They're trying to kill me. But it's funny because I didn't know I was on the Rockies. So I'm like, oh, look at these beautiful mountains. But It wasn't until someone told me. They're like, yeah, oh, you're in the Rocky Mountains. I said, what? And so you know how to take the map out. And I sure was. And even on the mountain, it's 200 miles long. There's waterfalls. And there's snow-capped mountains, even though it's warm outside. And there's mountains with I guess they're pine trees or evergreen trees, and then there are mountains that are just only made of rock. It was so beautiful. And at the time, I was working for Swift, and I got out the truck. I know that sounds so unsafe, but it was that. I got out the truck. I pulled over, put my flashers on, and I had to get my camera out because the scene, it was just so surreal. And I said, wow. And I made a little video on it, and the mountains were just so beautiful. And I just love nature in general, really. I love landscape photography.
Okay.
And so being out here as a trucker, I really, really get to see that in every state I go to.
All right. So you mentioned a few places that you drove for. So you started at Seamen Transport. What was your experience there?
So working at Seamen was cool. I met a lot of people there that I still talk to even now. And they were the first company, of course, that hired me. And they're really big on safety. And I'll give them the credit of being supposedly number one in safety. They were all about that. And I learned a lot from them. Because they were the first company, I certainly did learn a lot. And my trainer was just awesome. My second trainer, anyway. The first one, he went back home after like 2 weeks, 1 week. And then my trainer, Jason, shout out to Jason. Okay. We still talk once in a blue moon. But he just said, you know what, Kelly, I just want to, I hope I'm a good trainer for you because I didn't get the training that I'm teaching you right now. People, they didn't train me well. I had to learn myself. I said, really? He said, yes, but, I'm going to do better. I'm going to do better than what they did. And I hope you can learn a lot from me. And I did. The only thing I couldn't really learn from him is backing. I was not getting back. I struggled so hard. And it wasn't until I got out into the real world myself, I had to figure that out, and there will be people helping me, when they see a female struggling, I guess. They want to help her out.
A lot of trucker guys definitely want to get out
yeah.
and be like, yeah, this cute young,
there's no shortage of that.
This cute young trucker female, let me go ahead and see if I can help her out right quick. But your trainer guy this trainer sounds like a good guy. So he didn't come after you like trying to get,
what you mean.
he tried to make sure you was getting the experience as a truck driver.
Right.
He wasn't trying
exactly.
He wasn't trying to get into your pants or anything like that.
No, and we had to sign something, and Seamen Transport made us on camera I forgot what we said on camera. I will not do this inappropriate stuff. They literally made us, and they made us sign on camera the paper saying that we will not. Go ahead.
Hold on for a hot second.
Yes.
This dude is over here trying to back up into this spot right here that's next to me.
Oh, Lord.
but he's trying to do a blind side back. So hold on right quick.
Okay.
Hopefully he's getting out and look.
Goal.
I know, right? He's getting out and look,
Mm-hmm.
trying to. Yeah, there you go. Okay, bruh. I see you. Just make sure you get out and look, bruh. You want me to want me to get out of the truck and help you out? I can do that, man. You know, just come over here and knock on my door. Cause I will lay on this horn, man. I will lay on this horn. Let me see. Hold on right quick. Hold on. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Give me a minute, Kelly. I want to make sure he's on point. Hold on. All right. That's what's up.
Awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
You know this.
That's what I'm saying. He's on point. He got out. He looked. He's seen his distance.
Very well.
And he got it in there. All right. That's what's up. Let me give him a round of applause for that. All right. Trucker moves. That's what's up. Trucker moves. All right. So Stevens Transport. So how long you rocked out with Stevens Transport?
Not long, 22 days.
Whoa. Damn it, man. 22 days?
After I trained for a month and a half with Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 22 days. They let me go.
Wait, they let you go or you left?
They let me go.
Oh my God. What?
It's good, you know. I'm not even
mad. Why they let you? Why they let you go? I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, you know, I can understand.
No, because I thought it was dumb. You know, whatever. I mean, I was in Beaumont, Texas, and I missed my exit because there were some weird things going on with go this way and I-10 this way, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a turnaround, but it wasn't a turnaround. See, at Seamen Transport, there's no U-turns, no exceptions, which is fine because many companies have that policy.
Right.
And so and so I was almost out of hours. I had 10 minutes to spare, and I missed the exit in which the truck stop was at.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to go down further and further.
Right.
In order to come back the other way.
About 5-10 miles out of the way.
Exactly.
To the turnaround.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of doing that, you found the shortcut.
Well, supposedly. So what I did is instead of now I could have done a U-turn because the space was big enough for a U-turn, but I said I was being paranoid. I said, "Watch them be watching me," and so instead I went down the street, and I saw this crop circle looking thing. You know, it was my first time being solo, and I thought I can do a turnaround in there because it technically wasn't a U-turn.
Right.
But my dumb self, there was a gate, and when I pulled in, there was a gate, and it was raining. And when I attempted to back up, I couldn't, and because of the mud. And Kelly here did not know that she could lock her wheels. I didn't know that at the time.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. All right, you good? Woo. That's a first. That is a first. That is a first. Woo! Yeah, that's a first. I had to. Brother man kept. He was in the spot. Hello, you there?
Yes.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the spot. He was in the spot, but he kept pulling up and backing up and pulling up and backing up. And every time he pull up, he'll come closer and closer to my driver's side. And I'm like, let me go out here and help this dude out right quick, man.
Right.
Woo! All right, Kelly Kade. Technical difficulties. Yeah. Well, no, that wasn't technical difficulties. That was me getting out there helping the driver. That's what I do. Where were we? Where were we? You was talking about Seamen Transport and the turnaround incident. So what they had a camera in the truck, or how did they, or
no,
did you hit something?
No, I didn't hit anything.
So you left tracks in somebody's yard or something?
No.
So
sorry about that. Go outside real quick if you hear a noise. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah. What happened was, I called safety. I called because I ran out of hours, and like I said, I was new. I was very new.
Right.
And I called them and I said, "Hey, I run out of hours and I'm stuck in the mud. Can someone help me out?" And so when safety came, they found my location and whatnot, and they got a wrecker out to pull me out the mud. And the wrecker was like, you could have just locked your wheels, right? I said, no. If that was the case, we wouldn't be talking.
Right, and, you're brand new to the game, so you're not even sure,
Right, new.
It's a learning experience right now.
Exactly.
So,
right, and they wanted me to send them pictures of how I got stuck. So, like I said, I went down the street, but I wasn't blocking the street.
Okay.
Because my truck was at an angle, I wasn't blocking the street. I wasn't blocking anybody. And because I attempted, I said too much apparently, because I attempted and was unsuccessful to move out of my position, they called that a U-turn and they fired me.
What? But
so when I asked
22
right.
they
Yeah. And when I asked other people at Seamen Transport what they had to say about the situation, I asked a guy who's been working there for 20 years. He said, "I do U-turns all the time." And, I thought it was funny, but when I explained how and I showed them pictures, they were telling me that's not a U-turn. They didn't understand. They're like, "How are you getting fired? That's not a U-turn. What's going on?" And you know what? Like I said, it's a learning experience, and I'm kind of glad. That they did let me go, because it opened a world to smaller companies that I didn't know existed.
Okay, that's what's up. So the next stop was you mentioned Swift. So you had a Swift experience. What was your experience with Swift, and how long you was there with them?
Yeah, well, when we were talking off the line, I told you I've been with too many companies. So for everyone listening, don't be like me and go to too many companies. Looks bad on your record if you really are trying to be in trucking for a while. And I wouldn't say I didn't know that, but I just wasn't satisfied of where I was. So after Stevens let me go, I had to find something else, obviously. And the next stop was PTL, Parcel Truck Lines.
Mm-hmm.
And they're out of somewhere in Kentucky, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Murray, Kentucky. Wow, I can't believe I remember that. And I went with them, and that's where I met my teammate now, Christine. And we were all looking for a trainer because, I still had to retrain again because I hadn't been trucking for that long. And I got a trainer, and he was the worst trainer ever. And he never trained before, and I was his first one. Just like I was Jason's first female trainer, I was this guy's just first trainee overall. And it was crazy and horrible. And I don't. He said a lot of inappropriate things, and no problem.
It kind of made you feel uncomfortable with him.
It did, and he'd always yell at me for being on the white line. You know how you have to be in your lane, and I was always apparently riding on the white line on the right side of the lane, and I'm like, oh boy. But that's not why he was a bad trainer. Like I said, he's never trained, and he was just very inappropriate, and I guess he just thought he can just use racial slurs freely. Now, if I was a man that was black, I'm sure he wouldn't have used such words. But, you know, I don't like confrontation. I really should have said something. What bothers me even more is that...
You know what? Hold up.
Mm-hmm.
No, that should have been nipped right there. The first inappropriate comment, the first racial comment out of his mouth, that should have been nipped right then and there. That should never have went on. I mean, I don't care how comfortable, and it's funny, you know, how some people can feel comfortable with talking the way they talk if they're not of a certain race. Now, right. you know, amongst us black people, and I'm saying black people, amongst us black people, the N word is used freely, like and like that. You know what I'm saying? It's used it's used so freely amongst us. So I just came to look at it as a term of endearment. Now you got so many people that's on the right that says, look, a lot of people died for that word. A lot of people went through the mud for not to be called that word. And then here in the modern times, we using that word as freely as water. But then when the other race or somebody outside of the race uses it, it's a problem. Now we know when other people outside of the race, when they use it, they use it as a derogatory thing, pretty much. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? When we use it amongst ourselves, you know, it's all cool. Like, what's up? You know, such and such. But then when somebody else uses it, oh, that enter this and that enter that, then we know why y'all using it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
So that should have been that right there. That should have been stopped. That should have been that should have been stopped as far as that goes. So he was just being inappropriate and just using the slurs like what was the example?
Very freely. Well, he wouldn't be talking to me. He'd be talking to his friends, and he was always on the phone with many. Hello.
I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah, it was many of his female and mostly female and some male friends. And when he'll be telling stories to them, you know, I guess he calls his friends N-words, you know. And mind you, he was not black. And, you know, I mean, I personally don't like the word at all. And, you know, you won't hear me saying it unless I'm talking about it. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I give black people leeway because, you know, like you said earlier, it's become a term of endearment amongst us. But other people, you know, like you said, I don't even care if you say to your friends. It was really uncomfortable, and I should have said something, and I didn't. And even his friend knew that. Oh, she's black and she's not saying anything. That just let me. I really should have said something. But at this time, he got too comfortable saying it because it's been a few days. And, whether a few days or not, it doesn't matter, I know. But, I really should have. But, yeah, between that and just sexual innuendos, it just gotten a bit too much. And, I'm glad he didn't come on to me because that would have been against the rules. But, just when he would just say, hey, if she wanted to do it, I'm like, no, don't look at me. And even then, we were broken down a lot. And at PTL, they wanted us to room together. Knowing how this guy is already, I said, no, that's not happening.
Wait. What do you mean room together? Guy and a girl in the same room? They was
the same hotel room.
They was.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's kind of disrespectful right there.
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
exactly.
it was already disrespectful just by you being on the truck with him while he's coming after you with all these innuendos and
slurs and
slurs and taunts and all like that. Now they want now they want you to the room together. Nah.
You're right. Right. Exactly. And right. And their excuse was, well, you guys sleep in the same truck. I said that's a different story. I'm on top. He's on the bottom. I don't have to see his face.
Right. They came with that excuse. Like they came with that excuse. Like, yo, y'all sleep in the same. No, bruh. I can understand. Right. I can understand if it was two guys or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this is a guy and a girl. Show some type of respect for the female, man. If I'm in a hotel if y'all was tight like that, it wouldn't have been no problem for some people. You know what I'm saying? But really, a guy and a girl in the same hotel room? I don't know, man.
Right. And I thought, like I said, knowing him already and how this man is, I said that's not gonna happen one bit. And they said, well, and like I said, the excuse that they gave, I said, I don't care. You're gonna give me a separate room.
Well, I tell you what.
Let me talk to the boss. I said, let me talk to the boss.
I tell you what. This is what I would have done. I would have been like, look, I'll get my own hotel room. You guys just reimburse me. We'll do that. We'll do it. We'll do it like that, y'all. I'll get my own hotel room, and then you guys reimburse me because I'm not going to sleep in the same hotel room with this dude right here. So, right. How long did PTL last? I'm assuming it might have lasted.
I think a month because he wanted to go to like her spa or something, and he was talking to his friends, and he was like, I don't know how long I'm going to do PTL. This company sucks, whatever. And honestly, I didn't want to be with PTL either because they were making people train an additional 3 months with a new trainee also, which made no sense to me. How are two newbies going to be in a truck as a team before you can even go solo, and you're paying us 22 cents per mile after? I thought it was when I was getting more at Stevens. I said, that doesn't make any sense, and that's a lot of training. So after I go with the trainer for God knows how long that might take, you wanted me to do an additional 3 months with a new trainee. So we're both training each other? Is that what's going on? And then maybe I can go solo? I just didn't. That was a long, I thought I had enough training. I didn't want to train for additional 3 months with somebody else that just got finished with training too. I thought it was ridiculous. So I got off the truck and I told them to stop me in Dallas because honestly, I wanted to go to that concert I paid for. But and it all happened to work out because I came back to Kentucky and we met two Asian guys, and they said, hey, come to California with us. We know people. And after some humming and hawing, I gave in. Then eventually Christine gave in after I already arrived, and we started working for small Indian companies, and we've been doing that for like a year and a half. And, yeah. We were so I worked for maybe 3 Indian companies. So I'm not really gonna count one.
Right.
So LXI and some other things, yeah, and they pay well. You know, they only do team because they're all about the money. They did pay well though. The last one paid even better until they started switching up the game, and we left because my teammate thought he was making some low key remarks about black people and how we're not good enough and how we're different because we're actually working. So I guess he thought black people don't work and that black people don't take initiative to start their own stuff. I said, number one, if that's what he thought, he must have not seen Atlanta because there are a lot of entrepreneurs in general there.
Exactly.
You know, and not every black person is lazy. Maybe where you were brought up and where you are from, they might have been lazy and you might perceive black people a certain way, which is most of how the media perceives black people. We know, we get it, but you can't put all black people in a box like that. And she just thought he was making some low-key remarks, and she was just kind of fed up. And so anyway, like I said, they weren't paying well as they used to because they did some things on the sly about pay, and that's how we got paid better because they didn't tax the whole check. And I'm not going to go into how they did their work, but after being with the Indian company about a year and a half, I went to Mesilla Valley Transportation as a solo driver, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And but for some reason they were giving other drivers better miles than me, and I told my dispatch, I said, don't I'm just sitting here, you know, don't think I can't drive because I can drive just as well as anybody else, any other male here. You know, how is he getting 3,000 miles and I'm not? Like, you know, I can drive. And she's like, no, it's okay. You know, I'll give you some miles. Well, she finally started giving me some miles, and I said, thank you. And let's keep it coming, you know, because I'm willing to drive. I'm willing, you know, I'm not one of those people that looks just like to stand still and take their time. Like when it's time to go, I'll go and I'll do all my miles. I'll drive 10 and a half hours a day. You know, I drive hard. I drive hard. And after a while, I want to go team, and somehow that didn't work out. I'm not going to go with that. You know, let's not go there. It just didn't work out. And yeah, and now I'm at this new company.
All right, so the new company where you at right now, you and your co-driver seem to have been together for a good minute. So you and your co-driver, you guys get along well as far as driving goes.
Yes, we do now because we have our mind set on one thing, and it is to make money. And she just doesn't understand how people want to sit. Now, everyone has their own goal in trucking. Some people do it for the money because it'll help them out financially. Some people do it because they really just want to be on the road and be a nomad, I guess. And some people just really like driving, and they like to see, you know, the United States. Everyone has a different reason of why they're in trucking. And, you know, she has a goal and I have a goal, honestly. And we had to set aside our differences in order for this to work, because it's not like we could find anyone else easily, you know. And, you know, she is about, 40 years older than I am. And so there's going to be differences. And then, you know, we're 2 females and whatnot. I guess she thinks females can't get along, and she might have a point. But I said, no, there's a way. You know, that there is a way.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Right, exactly. And now we are fine. So, like I said, we both have a goal, and we help each other out. And you know, we still argue now and then, but we don't let that get to us. So we keep it moving. Like, go ahead.
So you know, 2020, it can, you know, pretty much shut down with this pandemic that's going on right now. How are you guys handling the situation? How's the company, you know, how's the company going, and how are you guys handling the pandemic right now?
Oh, I mean, I guess. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I
Hmm.
guess. I mean, it's been pretty much the same. I'm not gonna lie. I know others have been sitting for longer than they expect. I think personally, this company doesn't have enough accounts, but that's just me because I know they lost some accounts, like many, and I don't know what's going on, and whatnot. But for me, with my opinion, it's been pretty much the same. We go from California to the Northeast region and back. I really don't see much of a difference. And of course, when you go into truck stops, everyone has a sign out. You can't sit in the dining areas. To me, it's a little bit annoying. I have to keep reminding myself not to take things personally when there's a piece of vinyl clear paper between me and the cashier because
Yeah.
I just refuse to walk around with a mask. But now you can't even go to Walmart here in California anyway without a mask. And so I'm just like, okay, fine. But other than that, like, it's this is annoying. We really do need to get back to work. And actually, trucking just happens to be one of the jobs that keep running. And that's our job. We keep America running. And now people are relying on us. And
How do you feel?
you know,
How do you feel about the change now? I mean, because from before, before where we was just second class citizens to now we're in need now. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's funny because when I was in Atlanta, when I was taking my break, I saw signs like, thank you, truckers, truckers, we need you. And those are things you just never see. And I saw this thing on Facebook, if you don't mind me reading it real
Go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead.
It says, to everyone complaining about empty store shelves, chill out. A trucker is on the way. Those big trucks you flip off, cut off, and refuse to let into an intersection? The ones you get pissed off at for being too slow or swinging too wide to make that turn? Yeah, those guys, a truck driver. Those guys and gals will be working no matter how many of you will be quarantined at home. If you own it, eat it, or drive it, a big truck brought it. And I'm like, that couldn't be any more truer because you know how there are crazy people on the road. I'm not saying that there aren't any trucks that are shady, but it's usually the cars, it's usually the four-wheelers. And I've had several people flip me off, and I said, it's your life. It's your life. And now just to see things like that, I'm like, yeah, now what?
You
Not to sound like that,
you
but
know I did a podcast about a day ago about Donald Trump bringing up like maybe four guys from four different trucking companies, and I called and those people right there I call token people, because I'm over here like, dude been in office for what, 3.5 years, going on 4 years. This is fourth year in office, and he just now coming on saying, yo, thank you, truckers move America, here's the key to the White House, whatever, and yada yada yada. But this young lady comes on the podium and she goes, well, me and my husband, we seen people on the overpass with American flags. We see people in the cars giving thumbs up and honking at us, and all like that. And I'm like, really? Where's that
right.
at?
Right, what they do that at?
Yeah, I'm like,
I didn't get that.
I drive past a whole bunch of cars and I don't see nobody giving me no thumbs up. And I drive up under a whole bunch of underpass, and I never seen nobody with an American flag up there or thank you or anything. I'm looking at this lady like, where's that at? Now she said the only thing that I can get into was she said when she said that somebody brought her food, her and her husband food from their truck. Yeah. Where they brought the food to her and her husband. Now I can believe that, but American flag on the overpass, thank you, from people. What,
right.
What, people gonna actually just stand on the overpass like, you know, how they did the OJ, you know, like the OJ run, like people was standing on the overpass with signs like, thank you, truckers. Like, no, man, I ain't see that. I don't see that. Nah. And as far as thumbs up from, I've never seen nobody pull up to the side of my truck and give me the thumbs up. Nah.
Which thumb?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe the thumbs down, but I have yet to see somebody say thumbs up, man. Nah.
It's crazy.
So that's why I said these the token people that he got up there. You know, the token black guy up there. Well, you know, I wanted to be in this truck since I was young, and you know, I'm doing this for, you know, to help America. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. You doing it for the bag, bro. You is not doing it for way before this pandemic even started. You was doing it for the bag, man. Come on now. He
still is.
I mean, if I was given the opportunity to still make my money and be at home, trust me, I'll be at home.
Right.
You out here doing this for the bag, bro.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
we don't work for free.
No,
right,
we don't.
Exactly.
We don't, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You over here talking about, yo.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either.
He over here talking about, yo, we doing this, you know. I took he said he took some PPE items to this mansion up in the Northeast or something like that. I was like, man, come on, bro. So Kelly Kade, how was it being that you got solo, how was it the first time when you actually got behind the wheel of a truck by yourself? What was the feeling?
Oh, wow.
like?
Yeah, of course it was at Stevens, and I was so scared, and I'm like, Kelly, you've done this so many times, you know. I was like, yes, but I'm going to be alone, and I need someone, and I thought about like, nah, I need no one. And then I remembered I delivered to some place where Gatorade, you know, I was carrying Gatorade, and when it was time to come out, I took the widest turn ever, too wide,
Okay.
and kind of got stuck, and I had a backup, and you know they say you can't have just anyone back you up.
Right.
You know, someone else has to have a Class A CDL also. Well, you had strangers trying to back me up, and you know they helped out, and one guy was like, "Learn how to drive." And I'm like, you get behind the wheel. You know, it was like, there's two black guys. I'm like, forget you, but I didn't really, I'm like, whatever. Let me brush it off. But yeah, I was a little nervous, not gonna lie. Even when it came to backing, and Stevens took us to some really tight areas. And now, two and a half years later, I don't mind tight areas because I like to figure things out now. You know, my teammate who's been driving longer than me, you know, she was like, "You're better than me." I said, "Oh no!" And I remember Jason. He was like, I thought Jason was crazy when he said this. He said, "No, when you get out there, you're gonna love backing." I said, "What? Are you crazy?" Because, like I said, I didn't know how to back, and I still didn't know how to back because after I came off the truck with Jason, Seamen Transport was like, he told them that I need help backing, and then Stevens, they took me to a backing class. There was like 15 people there because I wasn't the only one. And I had to learn how to back, and I was finally getting the gist, and and then after that, they're like, "Okay, you're ready." I'm like, "No, I'm not." But they put me out there, and like I said, I learned backing just by doing it and having other truck drivers help me out, and now I'm good. I don't want no one helping me out.
I mean, you're gonna get the occasional guy that's gonna get out of the truck.
Oh, they still do.
You're gonna get the
course.
occasional guy. They'll be like, "Yo, he see a cute female driving." Speaking of cute female, let me ask you this, and I know that some of the guys out here that gets out of the truck to help female drivers, but some of them have ulterior motives. So how do you handle a driver or a truck driver trying to shoot their shot at you?
I don't honestly. I haven't had too much of that, except for maybe for one guy. I was somewhere up north, and he wanted my number or something, and I'm like, what? Because he helped me back. Actually, because some days, I'm just not good at backing. I think we all have those days, no matter how long we've been driving. You just can't back that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for some reason, I was struggling, and I gave up. I said, "No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm going to give up. Thanks." And he said, "No. Let me help you out." Somehow, I got in there, and he offered, if I didn't give up, to pay for my reserve parking, but only half of it, though, because it was $20, $18, and he gave me about
nice.
$10.
That was nice.
So more than half.
That was nice.
Right. Sure, it was nice of him, but then he wanted my number.
What was the ulterior motive of that? Day?
Right, because he's like, just come later to my truck, and we can come and watch TV together.
Wait,
and
what?
I'm just thinking in my...
Whoa. We running a little quick out there, ain't we, bro? I mean, at least he could have let me take you to, let me buy you dinner, and we could sit inside in the driver's lounge and watch TV
with
there,
other people around, right? Exactly,
right, and eat dinner and so forth and so on. But this dude came out of the pocket and said, "Yo, you can come over to the truck, huh?"
Yeah, he was. He's like, he has this on his truck. He has that. He has DVDs and movies and a big TV and all that. He's like, we can go watch a movie together if don't hesitate to knock on my door, and whatnot. And I'm like,
Kelly Kade,
thank you,
Kelly Kade. Kelly Kade, you didn't take him up on that though, did you?
No, I went to bed. I don't know. The next day happened. That's all I know. We were gone. We left at 6:00 in the morning.
you didn't take him up on that, did you? I mean,
of course not. No,
because,
I'm not.
I mean, as far as
that type of girl.
as far as that, because this segue into my next question. How do you feel about how do you feel about being a female in a male-dominated industry?
I honestly don't really think too much about it. Honestly, I'm out here just like anybody else trying to get a couple dollars, and it's nice to have help when I did need help, and when I do, men don't hesitate. Especially some will give me a chance, and then they'll help me out if I need it. But other than that, I don't really feel. I just feel like I'm just working like anybody else. I haven't had too many discriminatory things happen. Not that I've noticed with my eyes in my 2.5 years out here. Maybe my teammate has because she's been out here longer. She started in 1990 when I was born. And, but I really haven't experienced too much of that, honestly. I don't think too much of it. And I know it's a male dominated, but I don't really think too much of it I don't feel discriminated against. And like I said, when I need help, it's usually people help me. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But this dude, he wanted more than some help, man. I mean, offering you to come over to the truck, watch some TV in the truck. Like, bro, what I'm gonna do? Sit in the back? I mean, the truck ain't even that damn big, and you gonna ask me to? You gonna watch the TV? Exactly. Where are you gonna sit at? Where are you gonna sit at?
Right.
You want me to sit on top of you? That's what it looks like we're gonna end up doing. Especially if the TV is up against the right side of the wall. So where I'm gonna sit at?
Well, we're just gonna spoon and that's it, and then I leave.
Exactly.
Right.
That's crazy, right there, man.
I wasn't born yesterday. Right. I've had other men want to holler at me. One guy I had some purple hair one day, and I was looking somewhat okay, as I like to put it. No, I was looking all right. And, I put on some makeup a little bit, and I wasn't doing that for anyone. I just wanted to look cute that day, or cuter than what I normally look.
Right.
And one guy apparently came up to my teammate, was like, "So your teammate over there looking kind of good." I'm like, "What?" My teammate tells me later, and then he drives by slowly. And just starts look, because it was my turn and she's like, "That's the guy," and he's just like smiling and driving slow. I said, "Sir, you can stop staring now."
Being all creepy and shit. Who does that?
Well, you can keep it moving. He had no shame in his game. He had no game.
But being that the both of y'all is out. Being that the both of y'all is out here, how's y'all protecting yourselves out here in this trucking industry?
Right. Yeah. I mean, thank God nothing has happened, but in some companies you're not allowed to have certain weapons, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so I looked around the truck. I was like, "Christine, there are weapons on this truck. It's just we use them for other things." Right. Like the fifth wheel puller. Mm-hmm. The handle. And if I said that right. And
yeah, you said it right.
Our two mallets and a hammer. Like, we can get creative, and they're all reachable.
Okay.
And right. So that's what we have, and I have a knife. And I don't know what she has, but I would like another knife, actually. And between all of our cooking utensils and the things, the hardware things, we got some weapons.
Okay, y'all sound like y'all got it pretty set up there, so y'all don't have to worry about anything. Somebody come up on that truck, they better watch it. Sure, they better watch it, man.
They wish they never would. But
I know what you. I see what you did right there. I wish you would. I see what you did right there.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I see what you did. Yeah, I wish you would.
No.
What's the hardest thing? What's the hardest thing you think women face in this industry?
Oh wow! What's the hardest thing I think women face? Mm-hmm. That is a good question. Because, like I said, I've personally never been through things, but I've read stories and from other women trucker, because I follow other women trucker on social media, and there are ladies that have their stories that are way far, quote unquote, worse than mine. Not to say quote unquote, but like, some of them have been followed to their truck, and some of them have gotten hit on or have been spoken to, I can't think of my words right now, but they've been spoken like down upon by
down
men.
Talk.
Down talk. And it's crazy. I think women can do, I tell people all the time, trucking is not a hard job. It's not. If you know how to drive forward, which most people do, then I think you're good. The only thing is you got to learn how to back. But I think, I guess just talking down upon or thinking that women can't do it, or like you said, trucking is predominantly male and it's a man's job, especially dealing with a big vehicle, a long vehicle, like, oh, you're not going to be doing this right. Oh, she's not doing that right. It's like, chill, bro. If she's not doing it right, you just talking. You want to help her out, or are you just gonna talk?
You know what? There's a lot of truck drivers that's on social media, and I'm saying social media. And when I say social media, Facebook, and YouTube, you got a lot of insecure drivers out here that just quick to pull out their phones and quick to record somebody's struggles, man. And they be
Right.
talking about it like this Facebook post that popped up about a couple of days ago over here talking about that man over here it's taking them about 10
Right.
15 minutes to get into his
Exactly.
spot. Okay, well, instead of getting out, taking the picture, or getting out, taking the video, why don't you do like I did earlier? Get out and help the
Right.
man get into the spot.
Exactly. Because we've all been there at one point. Once
Mhm.
upon a time, you couldn't have back for Jack. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So who are you now? You know, and like you said, get out and help if you got something to say or you think you're better. And that actually happened that actually happened when I was at Stevens. One guy, I was struggling, and he he was trying to help me. He's like, "No, I got this. You know, you got to do this, this, and this." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to argue with people because I didn't know how to do it. I just somehow wasn't getting it. Whatever."
Right.
And they took him even longer than me. You know what I mean? And he was telling me how to do it. You know, so all I can do is just do a little chuckle. But like you said, there's no need to point and laugh or saying this person's doing that or, you know, why is he pre-tripping? Why is he pre-tripping for 45 minutes, which you should originally do, which none of us do. I only pre-trip for 15 minutes. But if you want to do a long pre-trip, as I was taught anyway, there, you know, that's usually the 45 or plus. But, you know, like instead of laughing or and snickering, you know, help someone out because we've all been there. Yeah, we have no right to laugh.
We all
Once upon a time, you couldn't back. Right, exactly.
We all been there. I know for a fact that I know I've been there. I'm to be honest with you, I'm still there. You know what I'm saying? I am still there.
Exactly.
I don't have no problem getting out, asking somebody to help. Like, bro, if you don't want me to hit your truck, man, you might want to get out and help me get into this spot right here.
Right, exactly.
Or I like if I'm in an area that I feel uncomfortable backing up into a dock or something like that, I will actually go in and tell the receiver or the shipper. I say, hey, the truck driver, how much longer the driver nets to me, nets to the dock that I got to go into. How much longer how much longer he has before he gets finished.
Exactly.
Oh, well he'll be finishing about 10, 15 minutes. Okay, I'll wait the 10, 15 minutes until he move out the way, and I will have enough room to get in there and do the damn thing.
Exactly.
So what is the?
Yep.
So what is the? So we seen the worst in people and with the worst that some dudes out here that's trying to do, like, here, come to my truck and we can hang out and watch TV together, bro. Okay. Okay, bro. Okay. What's the best compliment that you ever received out here in trucking? Did anybody give you any compliments out here?
Well, I'll give you two, and one of them is not from a truck driver. I when I tell other people I drive trucks, you know, they just can't believe it. So one woman said that I was the cutest truck driver she ever saw, and I just started laughing because I got what she meant by that. Because I guess the stereotypical truck driver is one that doesn't shower, wears wife beaters, looking kind of hairy. And I'm like, okay, but so that's the first one. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Well, I gotta give you a bomb drop for that one, man, because I mean, she did say you was the cutest truck driver out here. There's some fine ass truck drivers out here. Now I personally had talked to a few. Now there are some cute truck drivers out here. You know, I mean, I understand there's a handful of yeah, you know. Look, I'm not gonna go there, but there are a handful of them. But you know, like I said, there's some cute truck drivers out here. So shout out to all the pretty truck drivers out here.
Yeah, I mean, even I would notice them. I'm like, wow, she looks good. And they take care of themselves, and usually they're with either their boyfriend or husband, but they still look good, and they know how to dress nice. And I'm not saying they're dressing all fancy, but they're put well together, and their hair, and some of them do wear makeup, and they're looking better than me. And I'm like, you go, girl. That's me. And but yeah, that's the first one I remember. What else? Let's see. Out here in trucking, what's the best thing? Well, one guy, he was an older gentleman. He just said, I backed better than any of the guys out here because I got it in the first time, and I guess he's been there for a while, and everybody else took a while to get in their spot. And he was like, that is so awesome. You don't back better. It just made me feel good at the moment. That's all.
Okay,
And,
that's what's up.
It just gave me a little encouragement. Those who do come up to me, encourage me. Those are really nice. The things like that you remember. The ones that tend to encourage.
And that's what you need out here. You need encouragement, and that's what we're lacking. We're lacking a lot of encouragement from each other out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these drivers out here like the down talk, and they don't want to lift nobody. The trucker brotherhood is not there in the modern times.
You're right.
It's just not there.
You're absolutely right.
All right, so Kelly Kade, what keeps you motivated out here? What keeps you going?
$1. What keeps me?
You say $1, huh? You say $1.
Oh shoot!
You say $1.
My dollars.
You say
I'm just. Well, I told you earlier I have goals, and so I don't mind. I don't mind driving, and this by truck driving, it's the first I've ever got to see the United States the way I do now. I know that sounds cliche, but it really is to those who've never experienced anything other than home or somewhere else that they always go to or that they're familiar with, And just to see, the state of Colorado, I'm like, what? And even my first time coming to California, California is a beautiful state. I don't care too much about their taxes and whatnot, but it's a beautiful state nature-wise, and it's like I said, I'm a nature lover, and I just love it. But what keeps me motivated? It's just the little short-term goals I have, really. I mean, not to sound like that, but it is. And I'm glad that I like my job. I'm glad that I'm traveling because I always wanted to travel. I didn't know I was going to be a truck driver. I wanted to travel the world, but I guess this is a start. And I know one guy, he told me, don't you get tired of seeing the same places over and over again? I said, no. I know I go through New Mexico every week. I know I go through Arizona every week on I-10, but I'm still fascinated over the same mountains, and all the different types of rock and the metamorphic rock, or I probably said that wrong, the sedimentary. It's just beautiful, and you always find something new.
What was
that
some
you've
of
never seen before?
What was some of the places? What was some of the places that you hit? Like, did you ever whenever you got a chance to get out of the truck to enjoy? What were some of the places that you guys hit that you was able to enjoy out here?
Oh God. Let's see. Because usually we're in the same place. Well, this company anyway. We go to LA. I mean, we don't. I remember we did have downtime, and we went to, Little Tokyo, Los Angeles, things like that. We don't really go see nature too much. And, my teammate would be like, hey, let's explore. Let's actually go somewhere fun, And what else? What company were we before? Oh, yeah, those guys. We just explore the city that we're in. It might be the same city. it's usually coming back to the same place. I know some people might take their 34 in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I remember when I was with Kim before Christine, my teammate Kim. He and I, when we were in San Diego, and we went to the amusement park. Now Kim wouldn't go in the amusement park because he's older and scared, but I had fun, and I've never been to San Diego, San Jose like that. I've never been. I'm like, oh, and I love amusement parks, but so if we can explore like that, we will, even if it's in a city that we keep going to all the time, because you don't know everything. Even Fresno, California, which is what the Indian companies are out of, all three of them. They're out of Fresno, which is in the valley. Okay. We didn't know too much about Fresno, and just by walking outside and going to the little downtown area and finding cute little restaurants and, other knick-knack places and the movies and different types of mall and how they're shaped and what activities were going on there. Things like that we look for. If there's a parade going on or anything of the such, any type of activity we'll look for in the city that we're in. Yeah.
Okay.
Even if it's the same city.
Well, that's what's up,
I know
man.
it's boring.
Well, Kelly Kade.
Even Dallas.
Kelly Kade, man. I mean, we rocking out with the good conversation. I gotta admit, I am enjoying myself with talking to you right now, man. I mean, it's so much that you've been through, so so much that you has seen and everything, and so much that you're gonna continue to see. What's I mean, it's so much more that I want to talk to you about, man. And I know we're running out of time, and I know we've been extended a little bit more, but other than the YouTube page that you got right here, do you have anywhere else in, like, you said you were a photographer, so do you have Instagram page or somewhere that you show off your photography?
Yeah, I do. I have a couple of Instagrams, and the two Instagrams that I have is one that goes by my YouTube name, which is Kelly Kade.
Hold on,
Kelly.
Hold on, right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. So it's Kelly Kade. So I'm about to copy Kelly Kade and go to Instagram and put in Katie. Okay, yeah. So it brought up, Kelly Kade. There we go. Okay, yeah. I found you. Okay, so this is where everybody. All right, I'm about to hit follow. So that's Lockoutmen is now.
Oh yeah,
Lockoutmen is now a follower on one of them.
Yes.
And this is you right here. Look at that. Yo, oh my God. Wait, hold on. Yo, eyes, man. What color are your eyes? Green? What are
yeah, now they're hazel, yes.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay.
And this next picture doesn't look like me, but my other Instagram is kind of weird. It's _numinous_experience. I know it's so long.
That spell the other word, please.
Yes. It's that _numinous, NUM as in Mickey, IN as in Nancy, OUS.
Oh, wait. Start over again. Give me one letter.
Okay.
Give me one letter as in, like N as in go.
Okay, got it. So it's that _Nancy, unicorn, Michael, igloo, Nancy, octopus, unicorn, seal.
Octopus, unicorn, seal. God damn it, man.
Okay, experience.
Okay, I found you. About to hit follow on that one too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, with my blonde hair. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see the hair right there. Okay. So these are the two Instagram pages that the people can follow right here. That's that Numerous Experience, and the other one is Kelly Kade. And then here's
Yes.
here's her YouTube page again, Kelly Kade on YouTube. So definitely go and follow her. She got more videos coming. She don't have that many videos,
Yes.
but she got more videos coming. So definitely,
I'll be uploading one tonight. Yeah.
definitely go and check this young lady out, man. I mean, Kelly Kade,
you.
yo, thank you for. Hold on, right quick. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. Thank you for showing up and showing out on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Oh, no doubt, no doubt. What's your co-driver? You said how long she been driving for?
So she started, I guess, back in 1990, and now it's been off and on, but she's been doing it for, I guess, 30 years, because it's 2020 now.
Man,
she's more interesting than me. I know.
I need to get with her. See if ask her, ask her before you go to sleep tonight. Like, yo, you wanna come on the podcast and talk, because I would love to hear from a woman's experience. The 30 years that she's been in the game. So
it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I definitely would love to talk to her. So if she want to talk to me, tell her to get at me. That won't be a problem, man. That won't be a problem. And if you guys want to come on the podcast, you can do that by hitting me up at lockoutmenpodcast@gmail.com. Come on and holler at your boy. I got time to talk. That's what we do. We chop it up like that. You know what I'm saying? You can hit me up at Instagram at lockoutmen at IG. Or you can just hit me up in the comments below and say, yo, Lockout Man, I want to come on and talk too. Yo, don't leave me out in the cold. I'm not leaving you out in the cold. Y'all can come on. That's what you do. Kelly Kade.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And me, Lockout Man. Kelly, I appreciate you. You stay safe out there, all right? And don't be no stranger now. Don't be no stranger. I got you on. I got you hooked up through your YouTube and your Instagram and all like that. And for sure, I appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate it for you having me. I really do. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And on that note, everybody, y'all stay blessed out there. You know what I'm saying? Stay blessed. Stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all get out and look. And if you can help somebody out, help them out. That's it. That's all. We are gone.